Hey, check out my review of Crash and Learn 2023 coming up.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Dr. Medic channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm not really much of a vlogger. I guess I'm going to try to figure out how to do that today. But the occasion kind of calls for it because today is the first day of Crash and Learn, which is this really cool EMS conference that's going to take place out in the woods in Bailey, Colorado, which is a couple hours west of Denver, up in the mountains, I think at about 8,000 or 9,000 feet of elevation. But it's supposed to be a super cool conference. Nothing but EMS helicopters and doctors and nurses and paramedics and pilots and all kinds of cool stuff, learning about clinical and rescue tactics. So can't wait to do it. Monday morning, as you can see, it's a beautiful day here in sunny Oklahoma. It was only 187 degrees yesterday. I think it's supposed to be a cool, breezy 78 degrees up in the mountains, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be traveling with my counterpart, Zach, so we'll see him in a little bit. We'll meet him at the airport. But for now, let's see if we can figure out this vlogging thing. Let's get started. See ya. So I've made it exactly 3 blocks from the house, and my wife called me to tell me that she locked her phone in her car at work. That might sound like what's the big deal, but she drives a Tesla and apparently her phone is her key. So I guess we're gonna make a quick detour real quick and see Mrs. Dr. Medic so she can get her phone out of her car. I have absolutely no clue where I'm going. My truck is not going to fit. Ah, it does. And there it is. Like I said, beautiful morning in OKC. So not allowed in here, but if I'm gonna stop by to see my wife, I'm gonna have to stop by and check out this badass EC-135. This is a hospital-based 135 here at OU Children's, PHI operator. Pafford does kind of the medical services that you can see up there. It doesn't respond to 911 calls, but all inter-facilities and stuff like that. They got it all covered up because I think the high today is gonna be like 117 degrees. Beautiful aircraft, beautiful. Said she was gonna be here. Oh, there she is.
Hello.
In the flesh. Come over here.
You look nice.
There you go. Oh, that'll be 2 kisses. Nom nom.
That was only one.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
PhD, that can't count.
Bye.
Thanks for saving my life.
Love you. This is the famous OKC ring. I'm not really sure why everybody makes fun of us for it. If you got any ideas, let me know. Ah, damn, I can't reach. Alright, checked in okay. Look at this asshole in here. He looks excited. Ready. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, look at that dog. Do you pre-check? I'm clear, boy. Clear.
Hey, welcome back. You want to do eyes or fingers today?
I want to do eyes. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Perfect. Then we're going to scan your boarding pass.
I got TSA pre-check and clear, and he beat me out. This jackass almost got us arrested on the first 5 seconds that we're here. Leaves his fucking knife in his pocket.
Will Rogers Airport in Oklahoma City is obviously not the busiest airport in the country, but gives us plenty of time to get some work done and answer some emails, because once we get in the mountains, we are not going to have service.
Who's a fan of the Southwest boarding process? It's like herding cattle, man.
How are you today?
Great.
Thank you. We got you. How are you today?
Good.
Just a little to your right. Awesome.
Boom, thank you.
Thank you very much. How are you today?
Damn it, Zach.
There, we got
His
it.
first time
Thank
flight.
you very
First
much.
flight. Does he get a teddy bear for that?
They must-
Hi.
Hello.
Crossbody bags, standing bags, backpacks, and related items.
The way it goes.
Are you working on your lecture? No. We made it to Denver. It looks a little cooler here. Zach looks like an idiot though. I don't really know what's cooler. That airplane right there, or these little Segway ambulances with the life packs on them. One thing that I really want to know
about these little ambulances, though, is what purpose does that windshield serve?
The doors are closing.
Sir, hold on to the rail. Easy peasy getting our bags and then stopping by the rental car place, which was a pretty seamless process, and the guy actually hooked us up pretty good and gave us this pretty dope fully loaded 4Runner, which helped out a lot. So we just landed and we're driving to downtown, get some food, and on our way to Crash and Learn 2023. I say that like we're going to Coachella, like we know what we're going into, but I don't think either of us really know what we're getting ourselves into. Pretty cool PR. Website looks cool. The people who went last year said it was like the coolest thing in the world. The people who run it seem like they're pretty knowledgeable, a bunch of badasses, to be honest with you, is what it looks like. So I think we're super stoked to go. Looking forward to it. We gotta stop and get some eats, and we'll be there soon.
Turn left onto 20th Street.
Don't tell me what to do, woman. Okay, we made it to Denver, but we're stopping by. Gotta stop by 16th Street, see what's going on there and get some food. We were obviously a little bummed to come down here to 16th Street and see that the whole street is under this major construction, but it's probably gonna be worth it in the end. It's gonna look pretty cool.
Yeah. Never go out of town without bringing some gifts home for their wife and kids.
Always good to check out some local alleyway art, and then time to get a beer and get us some food.
Cheers.
That conference I looked up for schedule.
See if I can do this with one hand. This bun is filled with cream cheese and jalapenos. There's some good jalapeno in there right there. Check that out. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my God, that's good.
We were a little limited on some of our equipment since we had to fly, so we stopped at the local Yeti store to get a cooler, and we were super stoked to find out that they gave us a 20% discount.
See, we've really got the essentials here. Monster, meat and cheese, Reese's. Did you know they made mega stuff? I've never even heard of that. Oh, and a good local beer. One more stop.
We've made it to the pass. Looks like we're about 20 miles out. How absolutely beautiful this countryside is. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this traffic too, that's pretty cool. The drive out to the ranch from the main highway is just absolutely beautiful. And just one thing to keep in mind, if it's something that you think about doing next year, at least at this particular venue, you didn't have to have a big four-wheel drive vehicle. There were plenty of people who were able to come out with their own little cars and even pull some trailers and campers and stuff.
It's probably a registration tag somewhere. From those guys.
We need to find registration. I think these people all know what they're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm gonna go register. So I can already tell. I've only been here for 5 minutes. The people here just seem like they're awesome. Just out here in the middle of nowhere. Just a bunch of good people out here doing cool shit. I like to say we're shitting in the woods, but there's porta potties, so. Ooh, there's a bridge. What's up, man? All right. I think this is where we're supposed to register. We're all registered. I got a cool bag. All right, we staked our claim. We got some good room, so we're not all crammed in, so that's pretty cool. The guy when we came in said it was good luck. We had bear shit. You think that's bear shit? I think that's bear shit.
One of my favorite parts of camping is actually setting up camp. You can see that we've just got a couple hours of light left, so it's the perfect time to do it. The temperature when we were there was about low 90s during the day, but it was very, very dry, which was fine. And at night, Some nights it got into the upper 50s or lower 60s, and it was just absolutely perfect. The weather was phenomenal. So after we set up camp, we figured we'd explore and go walk around a little bit. We wanted to see some of the other campsites and just get a lay of the land, which this place was actually called Rustic Creek Ranch, and even ran into some of our friends.
Hi. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
And each of the lectures were held at what they called a learning site. There was 3 of them that held about 40 to 50 people apiece. And then this was the big meadow where all of the helicopters landed. We even saw some llamas.
They got a scoop stretcher. Wow.
And then we ran into the campsite where a bunch of people were sitting around the fire, and just figured we'd walk over and say hello, and everybody was super nice and happy to see us.
Hey, there he is. They got stogies? Hey, y'all say hello. There it is.
And then later on, we were sitting around a campfire. It was just amazing because we found out that we knew a lot of these people from social media, and it was just a lot of great talks and great conversation.
Cooking our first dinner, first night. These guys got Christmas lights over here. Why don't we have Christmas lights? Why don't we have Christmas lights, Zach? Got ourselves a fire, though. Pretty good fire.
And that first night was absolutely amazing. The low was only about 59 or 60 degrees. There was a guy who left his generator on all night, so that kind of sucked. But other than that, it was great. So this was actually a privately owned place called Rustic Creek Ranch, I believe. And there were these local miniature horses that kind of just went through your camp, as well as a couple of herds of alpacas like this, and even some dogs to kind of watch them that were roaming around.
All right, today's the first official day. It's beautiful. Weather's perfect. I'm ready for some of these helicopters to come and land. I think they're going to be doing some yoga out here. Let's go check it out.
You know, this shot right here is obviously of a bunch of people doing yoga, but I think it represents the entire couple days of just absolute peace and everybody just being cool. And then check out this dog. His name was Flash. He's a little badass. So several times throughout both days, there were helicopters that would come in from different services. I was absolutely stoked to see this one. This was my first Bell 429 that I've seen in person. Pretty cool twin-engine aircraft. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. But the pilot's name was Patrick, was super cool, answered all my questions and everything, and it was amazing that they took the time to come out and see us. And after that first helicopter landed was when the first educational session started, and it was just absolutely amazing. I mean, look at these horses just hanging out. I think this one right here had an itchy ass. This is one of the big talks of the week, as far as I'm concerned, by a guy named Dan. I think he's a nurse practitioner talking about combating coagulation. Absolutely amazing stuff. And this is just going to be a condensed version of a walk around of this Bell 429. Let me know, in the comments below or something like that, whether or not you want me to do a full detailed video on each of the helicopters that showed up, because I did get quite a bit more footage. But look at the room in the back of this thing. Super cool aircraft. So awesome to be able to see this thing in person. Not too long after, just another helicopter showed up to land. So awesome to watch these things land in an open field like this. And this service is Flight for Life, just another big service here in Colorado, owned and operated by Air Methods. Cool Eurocopter A-Star 350. And again, I got a lot more footage. Let me know if you guys want a full video. I can honestly say that I wasn't paying attention very well because I didn't even realize there was going to be food here, and was prepared to cook all my food. But they had food trucks there where the cost of the food was included for lunch and dinner on both days, and it was amazing, and you got to eat the food while staring at helicopters. Then after lunch was when I got to give my presentation. I was super excited to do so. It was all about situational awareness and telling stories. The official title was How to Not Die in an EMS Helicopter, The Power of Story, where we talk about different stories that have happened in EMS helicopters and try to tie it back to some research related to situational awareness. I was super excited to be able to give this presentation, and the crowd was amazing. And I'm pretty sure that probably the best part of it was right in the middle of this Bell 407 from Air Life in Colorado. Was landing just as I was giving a talk, and I just paused the talk altogether so we could watch this badass helicopter land.
All that this tool is asking yourself questions.
Again, the crowd was super engaged, and it was amazing. And if you're wondering why that urinal's sitting over there, it's because I left my water bottle at home, and it's the only thing I had to carry my Gatorade. Don't judge me.
Everything that's going on right now.
And then this is that 407 that was landing while I was talking. This is a hot rod version, which we can talk more about in a separate video if you guys want, but this thing's out over 1,000 horsepower and absolutely rips. And it is owned and operated by Air Methods, but operating under the name of Air Life out of Denver, which is a pretty popular service there. Super cool aircraft. The pilot was cool too. That guy over there on the right, his name was Toast. That's Denver Air Life's 407. Beautiful. All right, guys, I'm here at Crash and Learn 2023 up here in Bailey, Colorado, and the man of the hour here is Mike Boone. He's put this whole thing together, and tell us a little bit about what is Crash and Learn? Why do we have this? What's it here for?
Yeah, so Crash and Learn, obviously a bit of a unique concept, but it really just comes down to educating the people that are taking care of patients. Heavy Lies the Helmet, we've always prioritized that. Part of our entire mission is very much patient focused, educating the people that are taking care of those patients. And Crash and Learn just really adds a different element that you don't get at standard conferences. We recognize that we work often in austere environments. I mean, it could be your next shift and you're landing in a place similar to this, taking care of maybe a trauma patient. So why would you necessarily train in an environment where you're not going to encounter that? So we're trying to bring it a little bit more real, a little bit more high fidelity, but also, you know, we enjoy the outdoors, and we've also found that it inspires creativity. Being out here, it inspires collaboration, camaraderie, and those are all things that we really value. And that's what we're trying to do with Crash and Learn. It's unfortunate that's a little bit exclusive, and I only mean that is because we try to keep smaller numbers, but really that's part of what we're trying to do. One of the unique things about Crash and Learn, and one of the reasons we wanted to pursue this idea, was not only being able to get one-on-one attention during the sessions, but as opposed to everyone going to their company parties or whatever events after what you might see at other places, you can literally find the speaker across from the bonfire that night and say, hey, can I pick your brain about that topic? And then you're essentially getting another hour presentation.
People go out and party at conferences?
Well, I'm not going to speak to that anyway, but I'm just saying.
So what's Heavy Lies the Helmet? How is that related to the Crash and Learn conference?
Yeah, so Heavy Lies the Helmet is the official education company, if you want to call it. That's our main platform. We started out as a podcast, and it's grown a lot from there, but the podcast is still kind of our bread and butter and also a big part of what we do on a regular basis. Crash and Learn being annual. But Heavy Lies the Helmet The name itself, it's actually derived from a Shakespeare misquote, heavy lies the crown. And heavy lies the helmet is actually about where in that quote in Shakespeare, talking about King Henry, where he's talking about the autonomy you have ruling over a kingship and the decisions you have to make. Heavy lies the helmet, it's about when we're have limited resources in the back of a helicopter or an ambulance, and you have to make decisions that can change the trajectory of someone's life.
I didn't know that's where it came from. How do people find that?
So heavyliesthehelmet.com is our main website. We also have plenty of social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and we use all those to communicate. And then of course, your major platforms as far as podcasts, you'll find us.
Okay, and Crash and Learn, we're going to do it again next year?
Yeah, doing it again next year. We joke about being a mobile circus. Last year we did it in Utah, Colorado this year, and we just want to keep changing it up because even though it's harder for us, it's part of the fun. It also gives regular attendees a new experience when we go to different environments. We get to work with, you see Air Life behind us. We get to work with a lot of programs. It's not about just focusing on one state, but we are an industry that is global, and we want to make sure we're operating like that, and then we are that collaborative, and that's part of also choosing different locations.
Badass, man. Hope to do it again next year. I think it's an amazing thing. There's a lot of talk about it across the communities where I'm at, and a lot of people wanted to come here. We're sold out this year. Next year, buy your tickets early. Thanks, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
In just a minute here, you're going to see me do a quick interview with a guy from Foam Frat as well as IA Med and a couple others. And you know what? I know that they're technically competitors to some of the refreshers that we do at EMS Success and the Dr. Medic, but there's enough business to go around, and these guys spend a bunch of money to support this event, so I don't care. Give them a great plug. They got a great service, and check them out.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Tyler Christofoli from Foam Frat at Crash and Learn 2023. Tell us about Foam Frat. What are you guys doing here with Crash and Learn?
Yeah, Foam Frat stands for Free Open Access Medical Education for Resuscitation and Training. It started off as a blog podcast, and then we started developing CAPC accredited content for paramedics, EMTs, and nurses to renew their licenses.
So like continuing ed to get like their national registry, state licenses back, all that stuff, and everything you guys do is CAPC approved?
ENA accredited, and IBSC for people with like their FPC, CCPC.
Right, and in this event right here, what's going on behind us?
Yeah, so Foam Frat sponsored a little happy hour. Everybody's got it's like a dishwasher safe solo cup is what I would call it. Nice and sturdy, yeah. So we just ran out of cups. We had 250 of them, and there's not even 250 people here. So I know somebody here.
There's a lot.
There's a lot though, yeah.
But if you're an EMT or paramedic and you need to get some recertification, how can they get a hold of?
You can go to foamfrat.com or reach out to us at team@foamfrat.com. We'd be happy to help you out.
Foamfrat.com. Crash and Learn 2023. See you guys.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right, guys, if you guys are... What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. All right, guys, if you watch the channel, then you know who this jackass is. He's on a lot of the podcasts with me. This is Zach Reeves, RN, ECMO specialist, paramedic extraordinaire. You're talking tomorrow. What are you talking about?
The title of my lecture is called Airborne ECMO, Transporting the Patient on ECLS. I'm going to break down what ECMO is in kind of an elementary level and what we can expect.
What in the world is ECMO in 15 seconds on a helicopter?
Artificial blood pump that exchanges gas outside the body.
Did you catch all that? What's the difference between that and an artificial heart? So this is like an artificial heart and artificial lungs?
Exactly.
And you do that on a helicopter?
Well, we don't initiate it on a helicopter, but we can transport it on a helicopter for sure.
And that's what you're going to be talking about.
What should we expect as clinicians with a patient that's on ECMO?
That's kind of cool stuff that we talk about here at Crash and Learn. Day one of Crash and Learn is in the books. I think I've walked about 700,000 steps today, but got to see a lot of cool helicopters and learn a lot of cool stuff. Do it again all tomorrow. So we're here on day 2 of Crash and Learn, headed to the first educational session of the day. One cool thing, I don't know if it's cool, is the amount of walking and elevation between all of the sites and all across this giant ranch out here in Bailey, Oklahoma. Just makes for just an amazing situation. Got alpacas roaming out here, horses. Look at this dog that's out here. So this guy's talking about cardiac hemodynamics. Sounds pretty cool, but not as cool as my new friend here.
Yeah, the people that were there with the food trucks were absolutely amazing. Feel free to check them out or look them up on their website. They were awesome. There was obviously this pizza place as well as the sandwich place that you're about to see right here. But there was a taco place as well, and I forgot their name.
All right, guys, we're here at Crash or Learn 2023, and wanted to talk with Gwenny, who's one of the primary sponsors of the show, and she's with IAMed. Tell us about IAMed and what we're doing here with Crash and Learn.
Yeah, so Crash and Learn, awesome outdoor conference, unlike any other conference that you'll see out there for pre-hospital providers. And at IAMed, we provide critical care education, your FPC, your CFRN, test prep, as well as how to be a critical care provider. You know, I don't care so much about a test as people knowing how to care for patients pre-hospital in the critical care environment. We've got Sal, this is Dr. Salim Razai, our medical director with us, and we collaborate a lot on creating content to bring to you guys. So you can get some of our free stuff on Facebook following us. We put out education a couple of times a week just to kind of keep you constantly learning, right? And spark some curiosity so that you'll go and dive deeper and learn more about it on your own. So we're thrilled to be here. We love what the Boone Brothers have done with this outdoor conference, and we look forward to seeing everybody next year.
And how does everybody find you guys?
So find us on our socials at IAMed. We're on Instagram and Facebook, and then our website is just iamed.com.
And what about you? What's your site?
Rebel EM.
Rebel EM. All right. Rebel EM, IAMed, Crash and Learn 2023. Check it out. Who you got with you, though?
Ginobili.
This handsome fella, this is Ginobili, Sal's dog. I'm just mooching all the snuggles.
All right.
And then after lunch on the second day, it was time for Zach to give his talk. His thing was pretty awesome. It was all about airborne ECMO and transport considerations and stuff like that related to what is ECMO and how to transport ECMO patients in a helicopter or on an ambulance. Absolutely amazing talk. I think it was a big hit. Another great talk that I went to was Dr. Griffin. I think that she's a flight physician out of University of Wisconsin's helicopter service, and she was given a pretty cool demo on how to not flub up a finger thoracostomy and talking about the advantages of finger thoracostomy over like needle decompression and stuff.
Here at the end of the show on Wednesday. The weather's not looking too good.
You get on the west side.
Supposed to be a couple more helicopters coming in later, but hopefully this storm will break.
Oregon.
And that storm did break, and it was beautiful after that. And there was supposed to be some hoist demonstration later, but I think they caught themselves a wildfire and couldn't make it out.
I had to actually
But
watch
as I've mentioned, pretty much part of the best part of the trip was just getting to talk to people and interact with them and see how things are done differently around the country, and it's just good vibes all around.
Crash and Learn 2023 done come to a close. These good people back here are staying to eat some good pizza. We're gonna hit the road, drive back to Denver, see what kind of trouble we can get in for the last night. Hope to come back next year. All right, we're on our way out. This was one of the most educational and cathartic experiences of my life, getting to be around
all these super intelligent providers, flight paramedics, flight nurses. There was a couple flight physicians here, ground critical care, transport providers, and then all the volunteers that helped. It's so much different than any other conference or event that I've ever been a part of. So many conferences end up being about, not networking and maybe some other things and partying and acting stupid after the show's over and everything. And yeah, that happened here a little bit too. But the learning that I experienced, and I think Zach probably experienced some as well, was just absolutely second to none. And I think it's the environment that we're in. And so I've got to give it to Mike Boone, the organizer, and the rest of his team. It's absolutely amazing. Hope to be able to be a part of this again and in the future. I have nothing but good things to say.
The speakers were fantastic, right? Lots of great talks, but some of the highlights that I had is just the discussions with people around the campfire, around the tent sites, all these other high-level clinicians talking and collaborating on how things are done in different parts of the country was really eye-opening, and I was very impressed by everybody that was there.
Absolutely. Badass shit. See you next year.
Proceed about
What is this guy doing?
to U.S. Highway 285.
What are you doing?
Hey!
Are you lost?
You guys know which way to crash and learn?
It's over, dude.
Oh, I missed it!